Hey guys, we're here with a special guest today, King Haynes, who is high rated on Dueling Book with Marincess. Always nice to see rogue strategies do well. But I just get you to introduce yourself and maybe why you're playing the deck.
Oh yeah, how you guys doing? My name is King Haynes. I'm really not a big fan of meta. I really like the engine is very strong and like it's just one card combo, so you got a whole bunch of flex spots.
Okay, well maybe we just jump right into the list, and we do have three Ash, three Droll, three Nib, double Desire, three Book of Moon, three Talents, and three Imperm. Those are kind of like your generic staple cards, I guess. Anything you would change, or how are these ratios working out?
Maybe if I was like at an event and not like playing Dueling Book, hmm, I would probably side the Drolls and probably main Gozen just because I feel like I'll play against more cash, but in regards to like online gameplay, I feel like these are the most impactful hand traps. I mean, Droll is like a floodgate, Ash is standard, and I feel like people still aren't respecting Nib. I don't know why. Nib and Imperm is still like FTK in my opinion. So Tactic is awesome. The hand effect is essentially game ending if you have another extender, and Book of Moon is almost like a D barrier. So most matchups, but I feel like these ratios are standard, and to be honest, there's so much flexibility. You could play any 29 engine card that you think is, you know, good against the meta, whether you be at locals, online, or at a big event. So that's about it for the flex spots.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could consider Desire as part of the engine because I don't like playing sign and mining. It loses to Ash Blossom.
Mm.
The 15 names, I feel like it's enough in a 40 card deck. You'll at least see one of them, and opening up one name is full combo. Double Wave is probably the best hand trap. You can't get tactics. It's just like Imperm. I feel like Imperm is the best hand trap this format, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's free against tactics as well as your monsters are essentially unaffected, so you could easily go for game if you already have a wave in hand. So
Right.
double dive. I know some people play three. Feel like it's kind of too much, but I mean, you could play three if you're playing desires, but I know some lists don't play desires. And obviously, you got the one battle ocean. I know a lot of one more thing to say. I know a lot of people really don't like Mandarin or they prefer to play two, but I really feel like you just need three because that free body really comes up, especially if you like hit it off a tang, get a little lucky. You get lucky sometimes, so it's always nice to just have extenders. So,
Right.
um,
So we have the three Blue Tang, the three Mandarin we just spoke of, three
yeah.
Pascalis, Seahorse, three of that, and three Spring Girl. And the double Marincess Wave, is that normal with double trap?
I know some people like three trap, like Shannon Long, he likes three, and then
Hmm.
some people like one, but I feel like two is the right spot. I mean, you could side to third if you want, just in case you're going first, but I mean, we don't always win die rolls, sadly. So I feel like two is the right number. You open it sometime, just like on my replay with DB Grinder that he posted the other day. Like
Mm.
I got stopped on the triangle, which you should do. The Marincess Coral Triangle should always try to stop that card because it searches, the best hand trap. And sometimes you hard drive, so it's really good. So
Wow.
I feel like two is the number, and also desires you might end up banishing one, but you tend to try to use desires after you full combo, or at least after you search the trap from coral. So
Hmm.
I feel like two should be the standard, in my opinion.
Awesome. Anything else about the main deck that you wanted to talk about before we move on to the extra?
You probably should play three pass just because it's good going second. You never know if they got like interrupts, so it just gives you the extra body. So kind of puts your opponent in like a tough situation, like, oh, should I like stop this? I feel like it just gives you free range to play. So,
Hmm.
but in regards to the main deck, book is great. Good going first or going second. So I feel like everybody should be playing at least three book. But that's about it for the main deck right now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, then I guess moving right to the extra, we have the one Argonaut, two Blue Slug, two Coral Anemone, one Coral Triangle, the Crystal Heart, Bubble Reef, Marbled Rock, double Sea Angel, Splash Mage, double Zealantis, and the Water Charmer. Anything about this that's standard, not standard?
I know a lot of people don't play Water Charmer, but I feel
Right.
like you should, especially if you're playing tactics. You know, you could bait out the rise hard. Obviously, because the attach from Vanish is mandatory, and then you could just like tactics take it. I don't want to say it's essentially our Zeus, but it's kind of like, unfortunately we can't make Zeus. So I feel like Trumber is the way to go. Also helps you extend through Nibiru, even though it's
Mm.
really not being played. Well, at least I haven't experienced a lot of Nib so far. Crystal Heart, I feel like is a mandatory because the Labyrinth is so like, impactful with the skill drain. That basically just makes your card unaffected, so you can play through drain easily. In this deck as long as get to the Crystal Heart
Mm.
while you have the fill spell up. Two Slug standard. You could play three, but I mean you probably have to cut the Charmer. I wouldn't cut double Zealantis because that's probably the best card in the extra deck. People don't expect you to have to be on two of them, and that's how you go for game. And about Zeal, I kind of call it a hidden effect. Most people, I don't want to say most people, but some people really don't know. Like during the battle phase, you could destroy non-targeting up to cards on the field up to the number of co-league monsters. So that's pretty niche interaction right there. Splash Mage is a standard, helps you extend to your one card link four. Just in case they stop you, you don't have an extender. Most of the time you do that though, you won't search the trap.
Mm.
So hopefully, you got some like a Book of Moon or you got a couple of hand traps in your hand just to just to stall your opponent out until you could come around on the crackback and try to push for game. Marble Rock's probably my favorite Marincess. The recursion is just crazy. Like I don't know, it's like free waves. You get like free waves from the graveyard. So I really feel like I would consider playing two of this though, if I'm being honest. It might sound kind of wacky, but Bubble Reef, that's for Heat Soul. Drawing cards is always good.
Right.
So I try to play cards that you could draw into that you can use during your opponent's turn. Sometimes you might draw the imperm, so it's dead, but that's why we kind of play in the three ash, three droll, three nib. Um, Triangle, best card in the deck. Second best card next to Zealantis. That's basically our soul charge. So the follow, if you summon Coral and they crack your board, like you always just got so much insane follow up the next turn. So it's really, really impactful. You got two Coral and enemy and two Slug and one Aqua. I usually go for Aqua. I know a lot of people go for Reef. Even if I don't know what I'm playing, but just be honest, I like the Spell Trap Negate because usually it's Spell Trap Negate with Wave, and you might have a hand trap or two in hand. So I feel like the correct play is to go Aqua Argonaut game one, and that's about it for the extra deck.
Awesome. And then I guess lastly, side, you have the three Bell, three Cosmic, one Duster, two Lightning Storm, the three Gozen that you mentioned earlier that maybe you should main deck instead, and then the triple Dark Cooler. Anything about your side you want to comment on?
The side is more predicated for like back row. Like you get this deck loses to like floodgates,
Hmm.
so like skill drain. There can only be one. Labyrinth is just I don't know. I find this a hard matchup, especially even if we go first and they go second. Furniture lab anyway. So I feel like the bells are mandatory as well as good against the puppet lock because we really can't do anything about the puppet lock.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta play the three bell, three cosmic, just a good spot removal. Decided name going first and second. So I feel like this is standard. Then we got our three lightning storms. I rarely call monsters with the lightning storms. So I'm always just trying to get rid of the back row because our engine can take care of any board, with the Atlantis. Goes in is essentially like free wins if they don't have an out to it. But I mean, it's floodgates, who don't like floodgates. And then the Dark Rollers for cash. Runic Sprite, Runic Variants. You just Dark Roller them and then you could just wipe their board with Atlantis. So I really feel like this deck is amazing, considering all the flex spots you have. And it can adapt to any format. I don't know about tier format because I was kind of struggling, not gonna lie, but I think everybody was struggling against
I think
tier, if I'm
everyone
being
was,
honest. So
yeah.
you know what I mean? So I mean, but now that's cash is manageable, but tier was just a different beast.
Mm-hmm.
So I really feel like this mid range deck is and more people played it, I feel like it should top more, but
Oh yeah, I mean,
some
there's
people
been a
just don't
little
play,
bit of
you know what I
regional tops
mean?
here and there, but yeah, definitely. But I think it's a solid rogue choice. So definitely really appreciate your input. Really, thanks for the deck profile and kudos to you for doing well with it. Any last shout outs before we end the call?
Shout out to you, my man. Thank you for reaching out. Got great content, so you guys make sure you subscribe, and you don't always have to play meta. You can play whatever deck you're comfortable with, and I feel like a lot of decks can win this format. So I appreciate you, my man.
Awesome. Thank you so much.